This week for our Tuesday tutorial, we're making the dolls some pot stickers. Stay tuned and see how simple and easy this is to do. Alright, so we're going to start by making our filling. We have two colors of clay for our filling. This is Sculpey in Translucent, and this is Sculpey Tan. I'm going to try not to shake the table while I'm doing this. My tan, by the way, is really old, so it's gotten kind of crumbly, but since I don't really need to work detail into this, it's fine. I'm not going to deal with it any more than just doing what I have to roll it out. So we're going to roll both of these out into pretty thin snakes to start with, and it doesn't matter that that mixed in. Just make yourself a nice long snake, and then make a nice long snake of this one. You might be thinking, how in the world is that going to become a filling? Let's see, I got too much here. One of those off to the side. Over there. But you want pretty thin snakes. We're talking about like an eighth to an inch to between an eighth and a 16th of an inch in diameter snakes. Because what we are going to do, we are going to, it's okay, it's got a little, it picked up a little yellow in the pasta machine. I had missed one little tiny bit of yellow. It was on the base of my pasta machine. So where did my clay fall? You guessed it. We're just going to put this into a mat and just keep chopping. What we want to do is make this look like ground meat. Since this is going to take a while, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'll come back when I get it really finely chopped. Alright, that looks pretty good. So we've got pretty finely chopped. Now I have some dry parsley out of my kitchen. And it looks like it's time to replace my dry parsley, so it's probably a good thing I'm doing this. And we're just going to kind of mix this all together. We're just trying to work that green through our clay. And I'm going to kind of mush it together with the parsley until it picks up all the parsley. And I didn't measure that, I just dumped in what looked like a good amount. Roughly equal parts of the two colors of clay, and then the amount of parsley I can get worked in here. And I know some people don't like to put real fruit in their clay. I don't put much in, there's very few times I do, but something like this, I think it's okay. So now I'm chopping it back up so that we have little loose bits. And just mince it up just as finely as you can. And you need to be patient with this and just keep working until you have a mixture that looks about like that. Now, we are going to move all of this onto something else. I'm using this tray because I have it here. It's another tile. You could put it onto a paper plate, whatever. Because we need that out of our way now, in a safe place. And I need to wipe my tile. The way my chair is squeaking, I need to figure out how to make it not squeak. Now we need to clean everything up really well because we are going to be working with translucent clay. This is going to be our pot sticker wrappers. And I'm going to start with a little bit more, about this much. And I've got some Fimo yellow ochre. And I think I've heard that they don't really have this available anymore in the regular clay, but we're only going to use just a little bit. If you can't get this, use a mixture of a teeny tiny amount of yellow and a teeny tiny amount of like a really pale brown. And now this all needs to get worked through, and hopefully I haven't picked up too many pieces of parsley in it. So I'm going to work this through until I get a solid, just slightly off-white color to my translucent. When that's done, I'll come back. Alright, so I've got the color fairly even, and now I'm going to start going through my pasta machine and going just as thin as I possibly can. Let's see how thin I can get this to go through. So remember, the wrappers on these things are so thin, and I've picked up little tiny bits of color in my clay, and that looks like about as thin as I'm going to get. I've got a little bit of gunk on it, but that's okay. I think I can work with that. And I want a 1-inch round cutter. I'm going to make, that had something on it, that's okay. I think I can get one more. All right. Put this off to the side, and I might make some more after I turn the camera off. So now we are going to take just a little bit of filling. I'll probably just do one here. Put some filling in, and I think I want, there's my cornstarch. A little bit of cornstarch on my fingers because I don't want to stick. Use my knife and my fingers and kind of pull this up. Pull this up, come on. Cooperate with me. And forming them pretty much like you would the real thing, just much, much smaller. If you need to use something, you can use a tool to kind of poke your filling down. Let's put this off to the side. Let's do another one on camera, and then I think I'll turn the camera off and do more. Got my filling over here to the side. And depending on if I got my wrapper thin enough, if we'll be able to see the green in our filling. Hopefully we will. So I am going to continue to fill these, and when I get them all filled, I'll come back and we'll do the next step. Alright, we've got a nice collection of pot stickers here, so now we need to give them their brown on the bottom. And to do that, we're going to use chalk like we always do. And what I have here is some yellow ochre chalk. I am sorry my chair is squeaking. It's making that horrible noise. I am so tired of that. And then just a little bit of this kind of reddish brown color. Just a touch. Now keep your fingers really clean because you only want to get this brushed onto the very bottom. So I'm going to pull those up with, make sure my fingers, I see chalk on my fingers. Because typically, it's been a while since I've made pot stickers, but as I recall, you fry them and then you put water in and steam them the rest of the way. So my clay is sticking through the bottom. So we're going to, oh, you know what I forgot on that one? want to give them just a little bit of texture. And then we can brown the bottom. I think I need a little more of my other color. I don't have quite enough of the reddish brown color. Alright, let's see if this looks better. So it's a little fiddly. That's one I've already done. That's right, that's my secret. I'm turning them on their bottoms when I get them done. Just a little bit of texture. You don't need much. That's a better color. So I'm going to texture and brown the bottoms on all of these, and then I'm going to bake this off. Since it's pretty much all Sculpey, I can bake it at 275 for about 10 minutes, and when they get cooled, we'll be back and we'll go on to the next step. Alright, so we're going to make some dipping sauce for our dolls to use with their pot stickers. So I have this transparent brown glass stain from DecoArt. Any brown glass stain will work. Don't put it too thick. We're going to put thin layers in this little container. I actually tried to do this yesterday and I put in too thick a layer and it didn't dry. Oh, I was going to mention, for a bowl, I'm just using a cap off of a water bottle. It's a really good size and it will work just fine, and it'll look like a little plastic, like a little bowl. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm probably going to add 2 or 3 layers in here. There is a little rim inside of this lid, and I need to get this up past that. So when I get this, when this layer dries, I'll come back and we'll put another layer in. Alright, so the first layer is dry, and I'm going to see if I can, yeah, I got the lid off. It's beginning to wonder. And then we just put in thin layers. Since this has this little rim around the lid, and you could use something else. I was going to use some little wooden bowls that I've got, but I couldn't find them. I need to look more thoroughly. A little bubble there, but hopefully this will fill it. Let that sit. I'm just going to continue adding layers until this is filled to where I want it and completely dry, and then I'll come back and we can see everything together. Alright, so these are baked and cooled, and we just have one more step, and this is optional, but I think it makes them look a lot more finished, and that is we need to put a clear finish on them. Now we don't want a shiny finish. You want kind of a satiny finish, and let's see if I can show this. I'm using Future Floor Polish. I know it's got a different label now, and I will try to find a link for what it looks like now and put that in the blog post. If I forget, remind me. You could also use any satin polymer clay friendly finish, but you don't want a shiny. You don't want something super shiny. Sculpey makes a good product that works. I am so sorry about my chair making this noise. It is driving me nuts. So you just dip them in and put them off to dry. I like this because it's not a super hard finish. It just makes them look wet. And I use this on a lot of things. I use it on fruits and vegetables to make them look more realistic. I use them on things like this. I just want these to look a little moist. And I'm trying to lay them on their sides so they aren't laying flat on my tile. You shouldn't put them on something they won't stick to. Like, don't put them on the paper plate after you've dipped them, because they will stick to it. But one of those bottles of Future Floor Shine will last you literally for years. Even the amount of polymer clay I do, that one I've had for many years now, and it's still most of it there. But you just have to get them in there, get them coated, get them out to dry. So when these get dry and our sauce gets dried, I will come back and we'll take a look at our finished project. Alright, this is dry-ish. It still could use a little more time getting dry, but it's starting to clear, so you can kind of see the idea. And this is how our little pot stickers turned out. And you can, if you look at the sides, I don't know that the camera will pick it up, but you can see the little green flecks inside. So that's our project for today. A batch of pot stickers and dipping sauce for the dolls. I hope that you enjoyed this project. Be sure and check the blog post for more photos, and be sure and find my Facebook page. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me, and I usually give a heads up about the video schedule, and sometimes you even get a sneak peek over there. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.